Can you feel it, Falcons fans? That gnawing knot in your stomach, that creeping dread that intensifies with every passing day as the clock ticks down to week 1? It's the silent fear that our most precious asset, the very future of this franchise, Michael Penix Jr., could be thrown into the unforgiving crucible of the NFL without the impenetrable shield he so desperately needs. What if I told you that a single audacious trade involving a seemingly unassuming backup tackle from the reigning Super Bowl champions could be the pivotal difference between Penix Jr. blossoming into the franchise quarterback Atlanta has yearned for, or becoming another promising rookie crushed under the unbearable weight of inadequate protection? With the NFL roster cuts looming like a dark, ominous storm cloud over every franchise, the Atlanta Falcons find themselves staring into an abyss that threatens to swallow their meticulously crafted plans whole. Their offensive line, once envisioned as a bedrock of strength and stability, now resembles a precarious house of cards caught in the relentless gale of a hurricane. The casualties are mounting at an alarming rate, and time is hemorrhaging away faster than a scrambling quarterback trying to escape a porous pass rush. Picture this unfolding nightmare scenario. You're the Atlanta Falcons, you've just poured immense resources and unwavering belief into your quarterback of the future, and suddenly your offensive line begins to crumble beneath him like ancient, decaying concrete. Kaleb McGary, the stalwart tasked with safeguarding Michael Penix Jr.'s crucial blindside, is now headed for injured reserve, a gut-wrenching blow that sends shockwaves through the entire organization. And as if that weren't enough, Storm Norton, another vital cog in the protective machine, faces a daunting 6 to 8 weeks on the sidelines following ankle surgery. This isn't merely a streak of bad luck. This is a full-blown catastrophe of epic proportions unfolding at the absolute worst possible moment. With less than 2 weeks remaining until the Week 1 kickoff, the Falcons are scrambling, desperately searching for viable solutions that, quite frankly, simply do not exist in the current bear market. Free agency has been picked clean, stripped bare of any quality offensive line talent. And let's be honest, top-tier blockers don't exactly grow on trees. The cruel, almost poetic irony of this entire chaotic situation is that all of this turmoil revolves around a left-handed quarterback who, by the very nature of his throwing arm, desperately needs his right tackle, his blindside protector, to be an unyielding, rock-solid fortress. In the brutal, unforgiving world of the NFL, quarterbacks are only as good as the protection they receive. And right now, without a definitive answer at right tackle, Penix Jr. looks more vulnerable than a rookie facing Aaron Donald one-on-one with no help in sight. But what if, just what if, salvation could emerge from the most unexpected of sources? ESPN's astute analyst Bill Barnwell has recently floated a trade proposal that has the potential to transform Atlanta's fortunes overnight. His audacious suggestion? Sending Kansas City Chiefs tackle Wanya Morris to the Falcons in exchange for cornerback Clark Phillips III and a future 2027 sixth-round draft pick. On paper, this sounds almost too good to be true, a lifeline thrown to a team teetering on the brink. Morris isn't just any backup tackle. He's a former third-round pick who played a crucial role in helping Patrick Mahomes capture yet another Super Bowl championship. Sure, he experienced some growing pains last season, allowing 5 sacks that undoubtedly had Chiefs fans questioning his reliability and consistency. But here's the crucial kicker. Kansas City eventually benched him for the final month of the season, a strong indication that they might be more than willing to part ways with him, especially if it means acquiring valuable assets in return. The financial mathematics of this potential deal make it even more tantalizingly appealing. Morris carries combined cap hits of just under $3.2 million over the next 2 seasons, an absolute pittance, mere peanuts in today's obscenely inflated NFL market. When you consider that backup tackles like Dan Moore and Jalen Moore are commanding exorbitant salaries upwards of $15 million per season, acquiring Morris for what amounts to spare change and a backup corner seems like nothing short of highway robbery, a masterstroke of roster management. From Kansas City's perspective, this trade makes profound strategic sense, extending far beyond simply clearing roster space. The Chiefs' defensive backfield, while talented, could always benefit from additional reinforcement, and Clark Phillips 3 represents an intriguing, high-upside potential piece despite some legitimate concerns about his tackling. While Phillips appeared in 16 games last season, he only started 2, suggesting that Atlanta might indeed be ready to move on from a player who hasn't quite lived up to the lofty expectations that come with his draft position. Phillips has undeniably showcased promising coverage skills, demonstrating an ability to stick with receivers and make plays on the ball. However, he has visibly struggled with tackling fundamentals, watching his missed tackle rate alarmingly jump from 10% to over 14%, a concerning trend that could indicate deeper, more fundamental issues that need addressing. For a championship-caliber team like Kansas City, taking a flyer on Phillips as a fourth cornerback makes perfect sense, especially if it helps them clear valuable salary cap space for future, more impactful moves. The timing, it seems, couldn't be more perfect for both franchises, aligning their needs and offering a mutually beneficial pathway forward. The Chiefs have repeatedly proven their ability to win with different personnel combinations, showcasing their unparalleled adaptability, while the Falcons are facing an immediate, existential crisis that demands creative, decisive solutions. But here's where things inevitably become complicated, where the intricate chess match of NFL general management truly begins. General manager Terry Fontenot has already mortgaged significant draft capital in recent years, leaving Atlanta without first or fifth-round picks in next year's draft. Trading away yet another pick, even a seemingly insignificant sixth-rounder in 2027, might appear counterproductive to a franchise that is ostensibly trying to build a sustainable winner through the draft. However, this is a situation that demands bold, unconventional action. Michael Penix Jr.'s development, his very trajectory as an NFL quarterback, cannot be sacrificed on the altar of draft pick preservation. Young quarterbacks, especially those entering a new system with immense pressure, need protection, they need stability, and above all, they need confidence. None of which they will acquire if they are constantly running for their lives, dodging phantom pressures and real hits behind a makeshift patchwork offensive line. Consider the terrifying alternative scenarios. Rolling the dice with untested depth players at right tackle could expose Penix Jr. to devastating, career-altering hits that might derail his promising career before it even truly begins. In today's hyper-aggressive NFL, rookie quarterbacks already face an overwhelming array of challenges. They shouldn't have to add constant, unrelenting blindside pressure on every single dropback to their list of worries. The profound importance of this potential trade extends far beyond merely filling a roster spot. Quality offensive line play creates a powerful cascading domino effect throughout the entire offense. When quarterbacks have ample time to throw, receivers have more opportunities to get open, to run their routes fully, and to create separation. When running backs aren't getting hit in the backfield, the moment they touch the ball, the entire ground game becomes infinitely more effective, opening up play action and keeping defenses honest. For a young quarterback like Penix Jr., having reliable, consistent protection could be the fundamental difference between developing unwavering confidence in the pocket and developing the dreaded happy feet that plague so many promising signal callers. The psychological impact of knowing your blind side is protected, knowing that you have a wall of humanity defending you, cannot be overstated. It liberates quarterbacks, allowing them to focus intently on reading complex defenses, anticipating coverages, and making precise throws, rather than constantly sensing phantom pressure or bracing for impact. Furthermore, Morris brings something invaluable that cannot be taught in any practice, championship experience. He has been in the pressure cooker of a Super Bowl run, he has protected one of the game's most elite quarterbacks, and he intimately understands what it takes to perform at the highest level when everything, absolutely everything, is on the line. Time, my friends, is rapidly becoming the enemy here. Every precious day that passes without a definitive solution at right tackle moves Atlanta closer to potentially disastrous opening day scenarios. The trade market for offensive linemen, unlike fine wine, does not improve as the season approaches. It actually gets significantly worse, as teams become increasingly reluctant to part with even their deepest depth pieces. This potential Wanya Morris trade represents far more than just a temporary Band-Aid solution. It's a calculated, strategic gamble that could pay massive dividends not just in year one, but potentially for seasons to come. If Morris can rediscover and return to his promising rookie form, Atlanta could have unearthed a long-term answer at right tackle for a mere fraction of his true market value. The inherent beauty of this potential deal lies in its undeniable mutual benefit. Kansas City acquires valuable defensive back depth and draft compensation for a player they've already demonstrated they can live without, a player who was benched for the season's crucial stretch. Atlanta, in turn, secures championship-proven protection for their monumental franchise quarterback investment. In the unforgiving, cutthroat world of the NFL, opportunities like this, opportunities that address a critical need with a potentially high-reward, low-cost solution, do not come around often. The Falcons stand at a critical crossroads, a moment that could define not just their 2024 season, but potentially the entire trajectory of the Michael Penix Jr. era. Sometimes the best, most impactful moves are the ones that seem glaringly obvious in hindsight, but require immense courage and conviction to execute in the heat of the moment. Trading for Wanya Morris wouldn't just solve an immediate, gaping problem on the offensive line. It would send an unequivocal message, a thunderous statement, that Atlanta is unequivocally serious about protecting their investment and affording their young quarterback every conceivable opportunity to succeed. The clock is relentlessly ticking, roster cuts are fast approaching, and the decisions made in these next few crucial days could echo for better or worse for years to come. In a league where careers can be made or broken by split-second decisions and strategic gambles, the Falcons simply cannot afford to let this potential, game-changing opportunity slip through their fingers. So, what are your thoughts on this potential blockbuster move? Should Atlanta pull the trigger on this trade, making the bold decision to give Penix Jr. the protection he so desperately needs? Or do you believe there are better solutions, perhaps hidden in plain sight, waiting in the wings? Drop your thoughts, your insights, and your passionate opinions in the comment section below, and let's keep this vital conversation going. Because every truly great quarterback story, every legendary career, starts with great protection, and this, my friends, could very well be the beginning of something truly special in Atlanta. Don't forget to like this video if you're as invested in the Falcons' future as we are, and subscribe to our channel for all the latest, most dynamic updates on the Dirty Birds.